When Japan channeled nearly $1 billion to coal energy development in Indonesia, it listed it as a United Nations-funded initiative. Coal-fired power plants are the world's biggest source of atmospheric carbon dioxide, which is a key driver of global warming. But even as the civil society cast stones at Japan for using money intended for clean projects to pollute the environment further, Japan has broken no rules as far as the United Nations rules on finance go, because technically the rules don't exist.
Climate finance should really be a transfer of resources from north to south, and we don't have clear rules around that, and that's what we need, because what Japan has done here, again, as I said, is basically give a loan to its own private sector, and then they're saying, oh, this meets our climate finance obligations in the UN, and right, it doesn't. That's not technically against the rules, but to us, that's unacceptable.
This has actually revealed the lack of transparency, regulatory and accountability policies within the climate finance program, a loophole that allows developed countries to choose how or on what they spend their climate money on. This means that Japan is probably not the only country to use clean money on dirty projects, but it is the one that got caught. Issues of climate finance is always a very hot topic at every United Nations climate change conference, and even here in Lima, money matters are quite hot topics, with developed countries not wanting to hear any mention of money, no matter the figure, large or small. This money usually is intended to help developing countries to adjust to the effects of climate change.
We will name and shame whosoever want to derail this process.
A United Nations assessment report indicates that climate funding has hit a record $650 billion globally. Developed countries, however, are only giving $50 billion annually instead of the $100 billion minimum they pledged. But even as civil society pushes for more commitment from developed countries, these developed countries aren't willing to play ball and want to set their own definitions of what climate finance means or what it entails, because the alternative is not in their interest. Zeynab Wandati, NTV, in Lima, Peru.